Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Before we begin this video, don't forget to give it a like. It truly encourages us to keep sharing beneficial content, inshallah. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our future videos on faith, spirituality, and Islamic reminders. Barakallahu feekum. May Allah bless you and enjoy the video. In Islam, the concept of predestination, known as qadar, is a fundamental belief that teaches us that Allah has complete knowledge and control over everything that happens in the universe. This belief brings a deep sense of comfort and trust to Muslims, especially when it comes to life's important events, including marriage. Understanding that your destined spouse is already decreed by Allah means recognizing that everything is happening according to a divine plan that is beyond human comprehension. This perspective encourages patience, hope, and reliance on Allah, rather than despair or anxiety about finding the right partner. Allah's knowledge is absolute and infinite. He knows what has happened, what is happening, and what will happen. Nothing escapes His knowledge, not even the smallest detail in our lives. When it comes to marriage, this means that the person you are meant to marry is already chosen by Allah, and your meeting is part of a divine plan that is unfolding in the best possible way for you. This does not mean you do nothing and simply wait passively. Rather, it means you understand that your efforts are meaningful but ultimately guided by Allah's wisdom and decree. This belief helps believers maintain balance. They work sincerely towards their goals, but place their trust in Allah for the outcome. The Quran emphasizes the idea that Allah has created everything according to a precise measure and that He controls all matters. The Quran says, "Indeed, all things we created with predestination." Surah Al-Qamar 54-49. This verse reminds us that our lives, relationships, and destinies are all under Allah's perfect supervision. Accepting this can bring peace of mind because it means that if something does not happen the way we hoped, it is not due to fate being cruel or random, but because Allah's plan is wiser and better than our own. Marriage, in Islamic understanding, is not just a social contract, but a sacred bond designed by Allah for companionship, love, and mercy. Knowing that your spouse is already chosen by Allah helps frame the search for a partner in a spiritual context. It becomes less about anxiety or impatience, and more about spiritual readiness and trust. When you recognize that your destined spouse is near, even if you cannot see them yet, you are encouraged to keep your heart open and your intentions sincere. This awareness nurtures hope and prevents despair. Belief in predestination does not contradict free will. Humans have been given the ability to make choices, but these choices occur within the framework of Allah's knowledge and decree. This means that while Allah knows and has written your destiny, you still actively participate in the journey towards your spouse through your decisions, actions, and prayers. This dynamic encourages a proactive attitude combined with spiritual reliance. It is important to seek a spouse responsibly. Ask for Allah's guidance through istikhara, the prayer for seeking guidance, and trust that Allah will open the best doors at the right time. One of the blessings of understanding predestination in marriage is that it reduces the fear of rejection or failure. Often people worry about whether they will find the right partner or if they will be happy in marriage. When you truly believe that your spouse is already determined by Allah, these worries lessen because you realize that if a relationship does not work out, it simply means Allah has something better planned for you. This mindset encourages patience and perseverance, knowing that what Allah has prepared for you is always the best. Furthermore, accepting that your destined spouse is close can inspire gratitude for the signs and opportunities you receive. Sometimes, people meet their future spouse in unexpected ways, through family, friends, or even strangers. And understanding qadar helps you appreciate these moments as part of a divine plan. It also helps you remain calm during times of uncertainty, knowing that the right person will come into your life when the time is right, according to Allah's schedule. This belief also encourages humility. When we understand that our spouse is chosen by Allah and not solely by our own efforts or preferences, we become more open-minded and less judgmental. We recognize that the qualities we seek in a spouse are also subject to Allah's wisdom. This can lead to more sincere and meaningful relationships, based on mutual respect and trust in Allah's plan rather than superficial criteria. Islamic teachings remind us that marriage is a means to attain spiritual growth and happiness. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said that marriage completes half of one's faith. Knowing that your spouse is chosen by Allah is a reassurance that the union is part of your spiritual journey. It encourages you to approach marriage with patience, prayer, and a sincere heart, trusting that Allah's plan is always for your ultimate benefit. In summary, understanding that your destined spouse is already decreed by Allah is a source of hope, peace, and strength. It invites you to trust in Allah's perfect knowledge and wisdom, to balance your efforts with reliance on Him, and to prepare yourself spiritually and emotionally for this important stage of life. It frees you from despair and anxiety, replacing them with patience, gratitude, and faith that everything unfolds in the best possible way. This belief not only changes how you view the search for a spouse, but also deepens your relationship with Allah, who knows what is best for you even before you do. Recognizing the signs of Allah in our daily lives is a profound and uplifting aspect of faith that helps believers stay connected to their Creator and understand His guidance in the journey towards marriage and life in general. In Islam, Allah communicates with His servants in various ways, often through subtle signs and occurrences that may seem ordinary but carry deep meanings for those who reflect upon them. When it comes to finding your destined spouse, being attentive to these signs can help you open your heart and make choices that align with Allah's plan. Allah's signs, or ayat, are mentioned throughout the Quran as evidence of His existence, power, and mercy. These signs are not limited to natural phenomena like the sun, moon, and stars, but also include moments in our lives, events, feelings, and encounters that guide us toward what is best for us. The Quran encourages believers to observe and reflect upon these signs. Indeed, in the creation of the heavens and the earth, and the alternation of the night and day are signs for those of understanding. Surah Al-Imran 3:190. This invitation to contemplate is extended to all aspects of life, including personal relationships and marriage. When seeking a spouse, recognizing Allah's signs means being aware of the opportunities and people Allah places in your path. Sometimes, a meeting with someone might feel particularly comforting or right, or you may find certain qualities in a person that resonate deeply with your values and beliefs. These moments can be subtle reminders that Allah is guiding you toward what is best. However, it requires mindfulness and spiritual sensitivity to notice these signs instead of dismissing them as mere coincidence or chance. One of the essential tools Muslims use to seek guidance from Allah is the prayer of istikhara. This special prayer is performed when making important decisions, such as choosing a spouse, and it is a direct way to ask Allah for clear signs and direction. After praying istikhara, believers are encouraged to pay close attention to their feelings, thoughts, and the circumstances that follow. Often, Allah will open doors or close them gently, steering the person in the right direction. This practice exemplifies the balance between making an effort and trusting divine guidance. Recognizing signs is not about looking for magical or supernatural occurrences, but about cultivating awareness of Allah's presence in everyday life. For example, a conversation that brings peace to your heart, a shared value that strengthens mutual respect, or a sense of ease when interacting with someone can all be signs from Allah that this person might be suitable for you. Conversely, feelings of discomfort, constant obstacles, or persistent doubts may indicate that a particular path is not meant for you. Understanding this helps believers make decisions that are not only rational but also spiritually guided. It is also important to acknowledge that signs can come in many forms and timing. Sometimes the signs are clear and unmistakable, while other times they are subtle and require patience and reflection. This variability teaches us to trust Allah's wisdom and timing, knowing that what is best may not happen exactly when or how we expect. The story of many prophets and righteous people in Islamic tradition shows that patience and perseverance are rewarded, and that Allah's guidance always leads to good, even if the path seems difficult initially. Another way to recognize Allah's signs is by seeking advice and counsel from trusted family members, friends, or community elders who are wise and knowledgeable about Islamic values. These people often act as instruments of Allah's guidance, offering insights and perspectives that we might not see ourselves. Their advice can be a form of a sign, especially when combined with prayer and reflection. Islam encourages consultation, shura, as a means of making wise decisions, and this collective wisdom can illuminate the path toward the right spouse. Recognizing Allah's signs also means being grateful and patient. Gratitude for the blessings and opportunities that come your way opens your heart to receive more goodness. When you thank Allah sincerely, you become more attuned to His favors and guidance. On the other hand, patience in times of uncertainty or waiting teaches you to trust that Allah's plan is perfect. Sometimes, the delay in finding a spouse or the challenges you face are part of Allah's way of preparing you for a better future. This perspective helps maintain hope and prevents frustration or despair. The importance of self-reflection in recognizing signs cannot be overstated. Taking time to assess your feelings, motivations, and reactions allows you to distinguish between your desires and what Allah might be guiding you toward. Sometimes, what we want may not align with what is best for us spiritually or emotionally. By turning to prayer and reflection, we ask Allah to help us see clearly and make choices that lead to lasting happiness and faithfulness. Moreover, recognizing signs from Allah in the journey toward marriage deepens your relationship with Him. It is a reminder that you are never alone and that Allah's care extends to every detail of your life. This awareness strengthens your faith, encourages you to remain mindful in your actions, and motivates you to seek what is halal, permissible, and good. It also fosters a sense of peace, knowing that you are guided by a compassionate Creator who wants what is best for you. In conclusion, recognizing Allah's signs in daily life is a vital part of the spiritual journey toward finding your destined spouse. It requires awareness, patience, prayer, and reflection to discern the subtle ways Allah communicates His guidance. Through practices like istikhara, consultation, gratitude, and self-reflection, believers can open their hearts to divine direction and make choices that align with Allah's plan. This mindset not only helps in finding the right partner, but also nurtures a deeper connection with Allah, bringing peace and confidence that everything unfolds according to His perfect wisdom. Preparing yourself spiritually and emotionally is a crucial step when waiting for or seeking your destined spouse. In Islam, marriage is not simply a social or legal contract, but a sacred bond meant to bring peace, mercy, and companionship between two souls. To welcome this union properly, your heart must be open and ready, not just physically, but spiritually and emotionally. This preparation enables you to build a strong foundation for a lasting and meaningful relationship. First, opening your heart means purifying it from negative feelings such as anger, bitterness, jealousy, or distrust. These emotions can block the ability to love sincerely and build a healthy relationship. Islam teaches that the heart should be clean and soft, receptive to Allah's guidance and mercy. Regular prayer, remembrance of Allah, dhikr, and sincere repentance help in cleansing the heart. When your heart is pure, you are more likely to recognize true love and kindness when it appears, and you respond with compassion and patience. Being spiritually prepared also means strengthening your connection with Allah. A strong faith acts as a guiding light in marriage, helping you face challenges with patience and understanding. It encourages you to seek halal, permissible, ways to find a spouse and to rely on Allah's wisdom in all matters. Regular worship and dua, supplication, are powerful tools to maintain this connection. They bring peace to your heart and reinforce the trust that Allah's plan is the best. Emotional preparation is equally important. Marriage requires patience, empathy, and the ability to communicate openly. Working on these qualities beforehand makes it easier to create harmony and resolve conflicts. Islam emphasizes kindness and mercy between spouses, and developing these traits in yourself helps you become the partner you hope to find. Reflecting on your own strengths and weaknesses, and striving to improve them, prepares you to give and receive love in a balanced way. Opening your heart also involves being sincere in your intentions. When you seek a spouse, it should be for the sake of building a family based on faith, respect, and mutual support, not simply out of loneliness or societal pressure. Sincerity invites Allah's blessings and makes your efforts more meaningful. It keeps your focus on what truly matters, the spiritual and emotional compatibility that forms the core of a strong marriage. Lastly, spiritual and emotional preparation teaches patience. Sometimes, the right person may not come immediately. Waiting with a heart full of hope and trust, rather than anxiety or frustration, allows you to grow personally and spiritually. This waiting period can be a time of self-discovery, growth, and deeper faith, which ultimately benefits your future marriage. In summary, opening your heart and preparing spiritually and emotionally creates a foundation for a successful and fulfilling marriage. It involves cleansing negative emotions, strengthening your faith, developing important personal qualities, maintaining sincere intentions, and practicing patience. By doing so, you not only make yourself ready to receive your destined spouse, but also build the inner strength needed for a loving and lasting relationship grounded in the values of Islam. In the journey toward finding your destined spouse, it is essential not only to trust in Allah's divine plan, but also to actively recognize and seize the opportunities He places in your path. Islam teaches a balanced approach between reliance on Allah, tawakkul, and taking personal responsibility through effort and wise decision-making. This balance encourages believers to be attentive to the chances that arise in their lives and to act with wisdom and sincerity, rather than passively waiting for fate to unfold. Opportunities to meet a potential spouse often come through family, friends, community events, or even chance encounters. These moments can be signs from Allah, inviting you to explore a path that may lead to marriage. Being alert and open-minded to such opportunities allows you to make the most of what Allah has already arranged for you. Ignoring or dismissing these chances out of fear, doubt, or impatience might mean missing out on the very blessing you have been praying for. Islam encourages consultation, shura, in making important decisions, including marriage. Seeking advice from trusted family members, friends, or knowledgeable community members can provide valuable perspectives and help you see things more clearly. This counsel, combined with prayer and reflection, can guide you to act wisely. Those around you often know you well and can help identify qualities in a potential spouse that align with Islamic values and your personal needs. Taking initiative also means being proactive in your efforts. This could involve expressing your interest respectfully, engaging in conversations to learn more about a person's character, or being open to introductions and meetings arranged by trusted individuals. Acting with sincerity and respect reflects good character and trustworthiness, traits highly valued in Islam. It also demonstrates that you are serious and ready for the responsibilities marriage entails. While effort is crucial, it must be balanced with patience and trust in Allah's timing. Not every opportunity will lead to a successful marriage, and setbacks are part of the process. When obstacles arise, it is important to remember that Allah's plan is perfect, and that sometimes doors close to open better ones later. Maintaining patience prevents frustration and disappointment from clouding your judgment or causing you to give up prematurely. Wise action also includes recognizing red flags and avoiding haste. While being open to opportunities, you must also use discernment to ensure that a potential spouse meets essential criteria such as faith, good character, and compatibility. Islam encourages thorough consideration and kindness, but discourages rushing into decisions that may lead to hardship. Taking time to pray istikhara and seek Allah's guidance helps confirm whether a path is right for you. Ultimately, the journey to finding your destined spouse is a partnership between your efforts and Allah's decree. Your responsibility is to be attentive, act respectfully and wisely, and remain patient. By not ignoring the opportunities Allah places before you, and by taking initiative with sincere intentions, you align yourself with His plan and increase the likelihood of a blessed and successful marriage. In conclusion, not ignoring opportunities and acting wisely are key elements in the search for a spouse. They complement the faith and trust you have in Allah's predestination by encouraging active participation in the process. This balance empowers you to navigate the journey with confidence, sincerity, and hope, knowing that every step you take is supported by divine wisdom and mercy. May Allah bless you and guide you to a life filled with mercy, love, and tranquility.